Hey there, it's Stephanie from Sunnystorm Marketing. I just tried to go live on my scheduled broadcast and I had a little bit of technical trouble. My video wasn't showing. I couldn't get anything working, so I essentially just went live again. I'm just going to link to this live broadcast from the other one that I just did. So bear with me. So it's a little bit hard. I hope I'm not the only one who's dealt with this before. You know, you set up these marketing things and you set up all these promotional ideas. And then especially with live videos, if they don't work at the last minute, it can be so crushing. And then you feel like you've lost your groove and it's hard to get back into the swing of things again. But I will prevail. And yeah, this is Salon Marketing Live. I'm Stephanie from Sunnystorm Marketing. And today I am talking about a super important topic for beauty businesses, whether you're a hairdresser, an esthetician, a nail tech, if you do lash and brows, if you do waxing, spray tanning, whatever it is you do, if you're in the beauty industry, I hope you know that Instagram is super important for building your business, for finding clients, and for building a brand. But a huge part of Instagram are your hashtags. So the hashtags that you use are really, really important. And what I'm going to talk about today is essentially how to use hashtags properly to get more reach for your posts, to reach the right kind of people, to get more likes and comments, and then obviously to bring the right kind of clients into your business through Instagram. So just 1 second, what I'm going to do is grab the link for this live video and put it in the other one. So 1 second, looks like it's working, yay. Okay, so let me just grab this link, put it in the other video, and then I will be right back with you in 2 seconds. So yeah, while I'm doing this, why don't you just drop in the comments and let me know, do you use hashtags? First of all, do you have an Instagram for your salon? Do you use hashtags for it? And how many hashtags do you usually use per post that you do? So just let me know, drop in the comments and let me know if you have Instagram and how you use hashtags. All right. Okay, so done with that, and let's jump in to today's topic. So in the comments, let me know if you use Instagram and how you use hashtags. So essentially, I love Instagram for building a business and for branding. So the difference, as you probably know, between Instagram and Facebook when it comes to building your business is that Instagram is all visual. It's all about the photos. It's all about the videos. And it's a lot more personal, which is why I love it. So it's less businessy. People expect to see more kinds of personal posts on Instagram. They expect to see, you know, behind the scenes. They don't want anything that's too polished or too fake. They want to see the real you and the real people behind your business. And the other great thing about Instagram is that unlike Facebook, when you publish something, you're publishing it to your followers. So people who already know about your business, unless you're doing Facebook ads, which is something different. With Instagram, every single post that you do, you can reach a huge audience of people outside of your followers by doing one thing. And that thing are hashtags. Those things are hashtags. So let's talk a second. Four really important things, five really important things that you need to know about Instagram hashtags for your salon. First of all, posts, this is a really interesting stat. Posts that have 9 hashtags or more, so if you're using 9 hashtags or more on your posts, they tend to perform 2.5 times better than posts without hashtags. So they're gonna get better reach, more likes, more comments, and just essentially a bigger audience for your posts. So in general, are you using Hey, Melissa, thanks for watching. Stephanie says, yes, probably not as many as I should. So Stephanie uses hashtags, but maybe she needs to use a little bit more. And then Jessica says, yes, I usually use 20-ish. So 20 is awesome. That was going to be my second point. So essentially on Instagram, you can use up to 30 hashtags per post, and you should actually use as many as you can. So you get up to 30 options for which hashtags you want to use for each post, and you should use every opportunity you can to get more reach for your post. So I recommend you use at least 30 per post. And don't worry, we're going to talk today about how to choose the right ones. Okay, so third thing that you need to know is how hashtags work. So I'll go into a little bit more later, but essentially just know that hashtags are a really good way of getting people outside of your followers to see your posts, your photos, and your videos. And then the last thing that you need to know about hashtags is that you need to use the right ones. You can't just use any hashtags. Hashtags that you copied and pasted from someone else's feed because they've got a really nice feed might not work for you. It's really important to research the exact hashtags for your business, for your brand, and especially for your local area, for your city. Melissa says she uses 30 hashtags on each post. That's awesome, Melissa. So happy to hear that because that's the right amount. So, and thank you for watching, by the way. I'm glad to have you here. Okay, so essentially how hashtags work. Some of you kind of maybe knew this, but weren't exactly sure how hashtags work. Essentially, hashtags expand the reach of your posts outside of your followers. So they allow people, based on interest, based on Instagram's algorithm, they allow other people to see your posts. So people will get recommended posts if they go on Explore, and those are posts that Instagram thinks will be interesting for them. So whenever you go on Instagram, maybe on the app on your phone, you might get some recommended photos and videos, not necessarily from people that you follow, but other people. And a big part of that is hashtags. So based on your past history, based on the kind of posts that you like, Instagram will look at the hashtags there and then they'll say, oh, so you like posts with the Toronto Life hashtag, for example. So I'll show you more like that. So people can also search for hashtags. That's one way that they can find you. If they're looking at photos of something specific, maybe they're looking at pictures of eyelash extensions, they'll click on a hashtag for hashtag lash extensions, and they'll look at photos. So that's another way that people can discover your content through hashtags. And then last thing is that even your own followers will see more of your posts. Your posts will get better reach among your followers if you use hashtags. So not just people outside of your following, but also your followers. You'll get more of a reach among your followers if you use hashtags. So Melissa says, I need new tricks on how to get better hashtags though, LOL. So I wrote a blog post about hats. So today's all about hashtags, obviously. I also wrote a blog post. The link is above this video. You can find a link, and in that you can read the guide to in-depth hashtags, so how to research the right ones, how to get ideas for hashtags, and then I also have a hashtag tracker spreadsheet in there as well. Okay, so remember this. You need to use the right hashtags for your business. So you need to research the right hashtags to reach your target audience. So you have to understand who it is. This is super important. You have to understand who it is that you're targeting with your business. You have to have in mind your ideal clientele and how you can reach them. So before we ever get started on researching the right hashtags, have it really clear in your mind who your target audience is and who you want to reach on Instagram. Because, for example, if you are a nail tech and you use a lot of hashtags that other nail techs use, you might get really good reach of other nail techs. So you might have people who are fellow professionals that, you know, like and comment on your posts. But is that really who you want to be reaching? Wouldn't you prefer to be reaching your ideal target audience rather than other beauty professionals? So just think about, have it clear in your mind, your goal of every single post. Who do you want to reach for it before we start researching our hashtags? And then it's also really important to use the right ones, because if you use the wrong hashtags on Facebook, on Instagram. Instagram actually has certain ones that they've kind of banned or shadow banned. So there's certain hashtags that actually mark your posts a bit as spam. And if you continue to use them, you might get shadow banned, which means that to you, everything will look normal, but your posts will get less and less reach because people actually aren't seeing them at all. So you want to make sure that you're not using banned or spammy hashtags. So that's important as well. Okay, just going to take a sip of water. This is a mistake that I made last time. Last week, I did a 1 hour live Facebook video and it was awesome. But 1 hour and I didn't have a glass of water beside me. So by the end, I could barely even talk. Okay, so let's talk about the steps that you need to take to research the right hashtags for all of your posts. Okay, so first of all, start a hashtag tracker. So this could be, a piece of paper that you have if you prefer pen and pencil. It could be an Excel spreadsheet. It could be a Word document or a Google Doc. If you click the link above this video, you can see my hashtag blog post where I talk about researching hashtags. And in there, you can download my hashtag spreadsheet. So it'll help you to research your hashtags from now on. So that's step one. Step two, I want you to go on your Instagram page and look at the hashtags that you have been using recently. So if you haven't been using any hashtags, on one hand, that's not great, but on this other hand, it's awesome because you're essentially starting from zero and I guarantee you that whatever hashtags you use from now on, you will get a ton more reach. You'll get a ton more likes and comments on your posts. So just take first step or second step after you get your tracker, go to your Instagram page, look at which hashtags you've been using. So copy and paste them into your hashtag tracker worksheet and make note of how much reach you're getting. So how many people are seeing your posts on average through hashtags, and I'll tell you how to look at that in a second. Second, look at what is your average likes, so how many likes on average you have for your posts. And then third, look at how many average comments you have. So just look at what you've done so far. And I'm going to show you real quick how to check on your reach through hashtags. So Instagram actually has some really simple but cool analytics that a lot of people don't know about. And they actually show you how many people have discovered your posts on Instagram through the hashtags that you use. So Claudia says, hashtag to get new clients. That's exactly what we are going to go through today to get new clients, to get more reach of the right type of people for your posts. And then Robin says, is there a list of approved hashtags? There's not a list of approved hashtags, but there are lists of spammy hashtags. So I never actually wrote that, but if you search on Google, Robin, I think Instagram banned hashtags or Instagram spam hashtags, you'll see a huge list of them. So there's several hundred. So if you're planning on using a hashtag, you could just search that list and see. Okay, so I'm going to quickly share my screen with you so that I can show you guys something. Let's see. To broadcast. And let's go like this. Okay, so now you should be able to see my screen. And I wanted to show you something. Okay. I was going to show you on my phone, but last live broadcast I did, whenever I tried to share my phone, the rest of my screen went weird. So I'm just going to show you my desktop instead. Okay, so can you see this? I'm just going to put it here so that you can see it. Okay. If you go on Instagram on the app, so not on your computer, but on your phone, underneath of your posts, you can see view insights. So click that button underneath of your most recent post or whatever post you want to look at, and you'll see something that looks like this. So you will see insights, discovery, 5% of accounts So underneath of discovery, you'll see 5% of accounts that saw this post weren't following you. So you'll see whatever, so say 100 people saw your post. In this case, only 5 of those people weren't following you. So that means that they're new people who discovered you. And then you can see how they found you. They'll tell you how many people found you from hashtags, which is pretty cool because then you can see how many new people are discovering your business through the hashtags you're using. So what I would like you to do, obviously after this live video, check out your insights for your posts. See on average how many people are finding you through hashtags. All right, I'm just going to go back and unshare this. Come back here. Okay. So it worked. That's awesome. I'm using kind of new software for doing my live broadcast, so I'm glad every time that it works. Okay. So after you have kind of looked at and written down how your current hashtags are serving you, so say you've got 10 hashtags that you use all the time, but you feel like you're not getting enough people seeing your posts, you're not getting enough people liking and commenting, there's a pretty good chance that you can improve that by researching the right hashtags, especially local hashtags. So I can almost guarantee that if you're a beauty business owner, your ideal clients are in your city, your neighborhood, your town. And so the most important hashtags you can use are ones related to where you're located. So they're not just hashtags related to, say, for example, you do, you're a hair colorist and you specialize in balayage. Your ideal hashtags are not necessarily ones related to balayage and blondes and that kind of thing. The best hashtags you can research and then use are the ones related to your city because you're going to be targeting the right type of target audience in your local area. So how exactly can you do this? How exactly do you research the right hashtags for your city? So there's a few ways that you can do that. First of all, let me just share my screen real quick with you again. Okay. So first thing that you can do on the desktop, so if you're on your computer, you can just go to Instagram.com and we're going to do a little bit of digging, so a little bit of research. So first of all, let's search your city. So let's say, for example, you're in Toronto. Type in Toronto and you're automatically going to get some good ideas. So first hashtag is obviously going to be the name of your city or the name of your area. You might want to just look at writing that one down as you write down a list of potential hashtags in your tracker. So first one is Toronto, and then there's a whole bunch of other ones after this. So let's say Toronto Insta, Toronto Life, Toronto Model, Toronto Makeup Artist. So here you can see just by looking at this list, you're going to get a ton of ideas. The hashtags that you find that are most relevant to your beauty business and kind of maybe to the target audience that you have. So for example, if you find that a lot of your clients do have tattoos, for example, look at this one here, Toronto Tattoo, maybe that's one that you want to use. Or Toronto Lashes, if you are a lash or brow artist, maybe you want to look at that one. There's some that aren't as relevant. So Toronto Dogs, I mean, it is related to your city, but are you necessarily going to want to target people who are looking at pictures of dogs? Not necessarily. Toronto Blogger is an interesting one because we'll talk about bloggers later on, but if you want to maybe collaborate with bloggers or look at using Instagram influencers, you might want to get some attention by using something like Toronto Blogger. Toronto Fashion, for sure. Fashion and beauty definitely go hand in hand. So that's an interesting one. Toronto Hair. Okay, so I think I made my point here is that one of the best ways to get started is just to type in your neighborhood, your city, your town, and just kind of look at this list. And in that document, whether you're using my Instagram hashtag tracker or whether you're using a piece of paper, just start writing down some ideas for hashtags just based on this list alone. Okay, so that's one. Another thing that you can do is actually kind of go down the rabbit hole of looking at some really popular Instagram posts in your city and looking at what other hashtags those people use. So for example, if I search Toronto on here, I can see the top posts from Toronto. And maybe I want to look at this one because there's some models and women on here. Okay, so this, it looks like maybe he's a blogger and photographer. You can look at which other hashtags these people use and see if any of them are relevant to you. Okay, so I don't really see any good hashtags there for that. Let's take a look at this one. Didn't use many hashtags. Okay, so here's some interesting hashtags. So Six Tour, thank you Toronto, Streets of Toronto, six Walks, Love Toronto, so Blog TO. So there's definitely a bunch of ideas that you can get just by looking at some of the top posts in your city and getting some good ideas for hashtags from those posts. Okay, so let me just put this down. All right. So does that make sense so far, guys? I'm going to keep going and give you some more ideas for researching hashtags. But for now, if you can just, if you're watching and this does make sense to you, just drop a comment below and let me know if that kind of makes sense as a way to start getting ideas for hashtags to use. Okay. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some other businesses on Instagram. So if you have maybe some businesses that you know that your clients go to, so some of their favorite restaurants, maybe a lot of them visit another beauty business in your city that you're really interested in seeing what kind of hashtags they use, yoga studios, health clubs, gyms, any kind of businesses in your city that you know are kind of aligned with your target audience and with your clients. Maybe you want to check out their Instagram profiles and see which hashtags they are using. So that's another really good way, is kind of doing a little bit of corporate espionage and seeing what other hashtags businesses out there are using. So just jump on Instagram, check them out, check out these businesses' profiles on Instagram, see which hashtags they're using, and I guarantee you'll get some ideas from that as well. Okay, and then last, I wanted to give you guys a little hint for some really popular trending hashtags that you might want to use in your city. So let me just share my screen with you again. And one little idea that I have for you is go on Google, search the name of your city or your town and bloggers. So even small towns tend to have like some popular bloggers, some influencers, and each one of these bloggers or influencers will have a really great Instagram presence. And those are a gold mine for getting hashtag ideas. So if you search for Toronto bloggers, for example, you'll get a list. Probably you'll find some sort of article or blog post about some of the hot bloggers that you have to follow. And you can take a look at them. So let's see this one, for example. She's got a really nice, oh, not the right one, clearly. Okay, let's look at her. Okay, so this lady, she's a blogger and she's into yoga and fitness. And one thing that you can do is just check out these bloggers and see if they do any hashtags that are useful for you. So just check out their profile, see which hashtags they're using, whether they're related to fashion or whether they're related to beauty, because a lot of these bloggers will be maybe sponsoring posts that are related to beauty. So they are a gold mine for getting ideas for Instagram hashtags. Okay. I am back with you. And okay, so and then last thing that you might want to do for hashtags is look at hashtags related to your beauty niche in your city. So just check out if, so say for example, you do waxing. Search on Instagram, waxing Toronto, Toronto waxing. Just kind of see if those hashtags there are out there. If they have more than maybe 10,000 posts for that hashtag, you can tell it's a pretty popular hashtag and it's worth trying out. Okay, so we've looked at all of these ideas for researching hashtags for your city. And if you've been kind of following along after you've watched this video and you've written down some of your ideas, you've probably got about 30, 50 ideas for hashtags. And then the question is, which ones do you want to use? So this is kind of the fun part and where the experimentation comes in. The next step is to experiment with new hashtags each week and look at your progress. So look at the results that your new hashtags are getting you. So if you're like a lot of businesses, you've kind of been using the same 10 hashtags for all of your posts, and maybe you've just kind of gotten used to it. But what I'd like to challenge you to do is from now on, test out 30 new hashtags, not 10, not 20, 30 new hashtags each week. Put them in your tracker and see what kind of results you're getting. See if you're getting more reach for your posts. See if you're getting more likes and more comments. See if in general you're getting more people following you, or maybe sending an email or calling you through Instagram. You can also see that in your analytics, how many people took action. So the only way that you can improve your hashtag game on Instagram, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's not something where you can just copy and paste hashtag. It really does take a little bit of time and a little bit of research to get right. So once you've done your research, start using different hashtags each week. In your tracker, write down what was your average reach, average engagement, average likes, and then you can start seeing which are the right hashtags to use. So are hashtags related to my beauty niche in my city getting more reach, or are hashtags related to kind of more fashion or blogging, that kind of thing in my city? Are those getting me more reach? And then you'll have your answer there. So if you actually do take a little bit of time, I guarantee you're going to get more people finding your business through Instagram. Okay, so does that make sense, everyone? I didn't want to go too long today because last week I did my 1 hour Facebook Live video and it was a lot. So today I kind of just wanted to come at you quick, give you a little bit of ideas for your Instagram hashtags. I really hope this has been helpful for you. If you're watching, just let me know where you're watching from, what kind of beauty business you have, and then if you also want to tag your Instagram or leave your Instagram handle in the comments, I will follow you. I would love to follow you on Instagram, and I would love to hear from you if you have any specific questions about using Instagram hashtags. So let me just take a sip of water. I really hope this has been fun and useful for you. And let me know maybe if you're going to start researching more Instagram hashtags, if you're going to start taking them a little bit, seriously, spending a little bit more time doing them, because I guarantee they are one of the best ways to get more likes and more comments. So I wanted to give you guys an example of how the power of Instagram hashtags. So let me just... Okay, so this is one of our clients that we worked with on Instagram, Skin House Facial Bar. They are in Philadelphia, and awesome new business, and it was really important for them to grow their Instagram presence. So we worked with them for several months to grow their Instagram, especially with really nice, beautiful branded posts. So, keeping all the photos, everything on brand, sharing lots of personal and kind of personal branding posts, I would say. So, sharing photos of the team, sharing lots of educational things. But what I really wanted to show you was the difference in likes that we got for before we started working with them and after. So this was at the very beginning of their feed, and they were getting, you know, 18 likes, 25 likes, 18 likes. Look what happened once we started researching the right hashtags for them and how many more likes and comments we were able to get for their photos. So just as an example, here are some of the hashtags that we used for Skin House. These are hashtags that Diana, our social media manager, researched, and it's really, really important. Like I said, so much better reach, so much better engagement, more likes, more comments, and it will make that difference to your business. Okay, so I kind of just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Stephanie says, great info, thanks. I'll be upping my hashtag game. Awesome. If I can just encourage one person to do a little bit of research on Instagram hashtags to reach more people in your city, it really doesn't take that much time. You know, devote 15, 20 minutes to it today to just finding some more hashtags, using all 30 of them, and then just switching them up every once in a while and seeing if they work for you. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. It's been really fun. I apologize for the hiccup at the beginning. I had to start, stop, and then restart my live video twice. But thank you for sticking with me and watching, and it's been a lot of fun. So again, don't forget to click the link above this video, and you can be brought to my you'll get my hashtag blog. So if you want to actually read about all the different things that I talked about today, and also my hashtag research workbook. So it'll give you ideas for hashtags, and then you'll be able to track your hashtags before, after, and during you're doing these experiments. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.